Hey there, thanks for stopping by my channel to color. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Today we're going to be coloring this adorable Dreamland Crafts image called a friendship hug with Copic markers. I'll put a link to the card kit and all the supplies I used down in the description box in case you'd like to pick something up. Alright, so I went ahead and I stamped my image on some Neenah 80-pound Solar Wire cardstock with some Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and I'm just giving my image a quick outline with C0. I'd like to do it first so I don't get it on my, if I get it on my image, I can erase it. For the ground, we're going to use W7, 5, and 3. I'm starting out with W7, did a quick outline there around or underneath of her feet. I was careful not to get any on her. Then I softened the edges with W5 and W3. And then I come back in with W7 and I do a small line right next to her foot just to darken it up a little bit. Nothing fancy. We'll go ahead and do her skin next. For that, I'm going to use E11, E01, E00, and R20 for her cheeks. I always start out with the darkest color, which is E11. I put that where I want to have the most shadows. And then when I work my way down through the colors, and when I get to E00, I use that to go over her entire leg just to soften it up. I went back in with my E11 and I added some shadows back in that little crease on the back of her legs and the back of her arms, just because I wanted to have a little bit more contrast on this little girl this time. I don't always do that, but today I thought that I would give it a try. So here I am doing that, just adding that small line there just to give it a little bit more shadowing. Up here we'll do a little bit of our E11 around her face, and then I come in and soften that line with E01, then I come back in with E00 and add a little bit more, but I left a white space in the middle of her face so that when I come back with my second coat it will be nice and it'll be a lot lighter there. Then I'm coming in with my second coat of my skin tones and I use my E00 to swipe over her entire face just to soften it up. Then I'm adding my shadow back in with E11. Now we're going to do her hair, so I went ahead and used Y32 over her entire hair area. I went down there in between the little spaces on the bottom too. Then I'm coming in with my E49 and I'm adding wherever I think it's going to be the darkest. And I'm trying to hold my pen a little bit more up and down so that I can get some smaller streaks going on, and I'm keeping the hair going in the direction that it's falling. So it's got a little bit of a swoop there on the side that curves in. So I make sure when I do my streaks that I go in that direction and try to keep it all cohesive there. When I do my E44, I just added a few more streaks in between the E49, and then I'm coming over that with my E55 and adding a few more lines in there with that. Then I blend all the lines together with Y32. And then I come back over with my E49 and I add just a little bit more of that dark color in there. And again, I try to keep the streaks going in the direction that her hair is falling. Let's hop up here and do our flower. For that we'll use wire 15, 12, and 21. I'm adding my darkest color in the middle. I go over that with my medium tone and then over the entire thing with my 21. And then I come back with my wire 15 to add that dark back in. I also use this color on her little accent of her shirt and her belt. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel and I really appreciate it. So for the dress, we're going to use RV09, RV14, RV13, and RV21. I'm just going in with my RV09 first, and then I go over that with my RV14 up there at the top. It's pretty small up there at the top, so I wasn't too worried about adding a bunch of colors up there. Plus, it's behind the bear, so you're not going to need as much darkness or shadows up there. So I'm going ahead and I'm mapping in where I want my lightest color to be so that I don't forget. So wherever the dress dipped down into a V, I added my light color, and then I'm going right beside that and in all the shadow areas that go way down in her dress, like that little spot there goes way back, I'm adding my RV09 in there just to give it a lot more depth and shadow in it. Then I go over the edge of that line with my RV14 just to soften it up a little bit. And then I'm going to go over the top of that with RV13, again just softening it and smoothing it out. And I'm not worried that it looks pretty streaky right now because I'm going to give it a second coat. And then I go over my lightest line with that RV21 again. Then we're going to just do the whole thing over. So I'm grabbing RV09, and I should mention here that I did remove the cap from both ends of my RV09 because I don't use it that much, so it's pretty full and I didn't want it to make a big blob on my paper, so I just popped both ends off to avoid that. And now I'm just adding all my other colors, and then I use my RV21 to swipe over the entire dress and smooth everything else. Now we're going to go with our ears. We'll do R20 and R30. I did R20 first, then I go over it with R30, and then a quick swipe with R20 over both those areas again. The center of the flower, we'll use E77 and E71. Nothing fancy. We're just going to add both colors to our flower and we'll call that good. And then for the bear, we're going to use E77, 74, 71, and 70. I'm just adding where I want my shadows to be first, so that's E77. I will give my bear a couple of coats, so don't worry if it doesn't come out the first time the way you like it. You can always go over it again. Just add your E77 wherever you want to have the most shadows in there. Then go over the edge of your E77 with E74. You just want to soften the edges of those colors up and blend out that line a little bit. Same thing for E71, you're just going over the edge of your E74, softening that edge and giving it a nice blend. Then you fill it pretty much most of the way in with your E70. I did leave a couple of little spaces close to the edge that were white, just so that when I come back with my second coat, I'll be able to, it'll be lighter when you come back over it for your second time. So I'm just going back over all those colors with my previous colors and working more of that ink into my paper and then going over it with the next color in line until I get to the very end. And when I get to E70, I swipe over my entire bear, and the places where there is a couple of lines, I go ahead and go over it another couple of times just to soften the edges of that color up a little bit. Alright, so that's going to do it for coloring. If you have a question, leave me a comment down below and I'll make sure to get back to you. If you would like to see some close-up and detailed photos, head over to the store blog and I'll put a link to that down in the description box and you can go check that out. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, to give it a thumbs up. It helps my channel and I really appreciate it. Right about now, you should be seeing a screen that will give you a couple more videos I thought you might be interested in. If you are, just click on either of those and it will take you straight over there and you can check it out. Otherwise, I hope you're having a fabulous day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.